Hello everybody, Carlos X360 here. Today we're going to talk about the Bobby Kotick slash Microsoft deal. You know, the Activision slash Microsoft deal. Um, so here's a video from Dreamcast Guy. Sorry, Dreamcast Guy. Let me use a little bit snippet of your information here. Little nibble information. It's gonna be off screen, but it's still the same. So, okay. So here we go. Let's talk. Let's listen, and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So.
If you want to buy Blizzard, but look at this. They're straight up saying this is just too powerful. The fact that all of this is associated, everything from Call of Duty to World of Warcraft, among other titles, is just too big of a segment. The other option is either sell Call of Duty, which is option A, or option B, we block the merger. This is just wild. And people have been kind of freaking out. Most of Twitter right now is people just already getting used to the idea that the deal is dead. This is something.
Actually, no, it's not. It's not because this is UK. This is not United States, but the United States Senate is trying to investigate on their behalf also. There's companies in other places. There's a UK company in that area. But here's the thing. What they're saying is each Call of Duty title, which, by the way, we're going to talk about this in a minute. There's a video right there. I'll talk about this in a minute. Each Call of Duty title is on the marketplace, and the way it goes is that every title that is sold in UK can be like owned by Microsoft. Okay, that's the idea. And I agree with that because it's under the same umbrella, you see. But Microsoft gave Sony, yeah, you see that little button, the stripe on the top, PlayStation. They gave them parity contract for 10 years. Sony said, nah, we'll wait. Nintendo took the parity contract to, continue into the next 10 years. Probably because of their next console. We'll talk about that later. Just bear with me for a second here. So let's keep the conversation going. Okay, so the Call of Duty merger is supposed to be $65 billion. Okay, so what these regulators don't understand is that Activision and Blizzard is the same holding company. Okay, but the brands are different. Okay, Blizzard does World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft, Warcraft, and all the smaller little places, But here's the thing. The Activision side of the company is the publishing company. You see that little... There's supposed to be like a Activision logo down here, but it's not there. You see that little Activision logo? This is what they do. This print is what they do. Okay? That's their business model. Those printouts is what Activision Publishing does. That's their main business. But the thing is, there's another Activision company that deals with development of Activision games. Purely Activision games. But here's the thing. The way I see it, UK, the way I see it is Activision deals only with Call of Duty. Okay? If you don't understand what I mean here is this year's Call of Duty, which is Modern Warfare 2, okay? This is Infinity Ward. That's the lead developer, okay? They also have Beanox Company, Sledgehammer Games Company, High Moon Company, and then a bunch of smaller companies. Those companies work on Call of Duty every year. So if anybody is going to buy Activision, it has to buy the companies under Activision. Does that make sense? That's what it is. Because if you take all that out and you sell Call of Duty, then whoever owns Call of Duty is not gonna sell the Call of Duty games as well. It's kind of like buying Unreal. Okay? No. The better way is Gears of War. There. Gears of War is a Microsoft product right now. But the original developers are Epic Games. Okay? So in that case, Gears of War is not gonna sell very well anymore because the developers are not involved with the game. So if you sell Call of Duty, what are you gonna do? There's no developer for it. You're just gutting the franchise of the soul. Now that this is a soulless game, I agree with that. But what I mean is, if you separate two of them, you're gonna lose marketplace. So, what they're saying here is, hold on here. What they're saying here is to diverse Call of Duty. Okay? Diverse to business associated. So in other words, disassociate Activision from Call of Duty. That's a bad move, UK. That's a bad move. You would need to buy Activision and the companies under it. Blizzard can be sold somewhere else. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, Activision deals with Call of Duty. All of their companies, all their developers, all their marketing teams, that's Activision. That's the company. I don't know if I'm getting through, but that's what it is. Okay? So, the other idea is diversify segment of, oh, that's what they said here. But why not just put this on the top? I don't get it. What? I don't know. And then there's diversify the Activision segment and the Blizzard segment, which is the best option that Activision would be able to do to sell their assets. But as it stands, the holding company owns both segments. Okay? However, here's the thing. Let's listen to Activision CEO. Okay. Hold on here.
of all, congratulations on the numbers. I think there were a lot of questions about whether people were still playing video games or whether they were just getting back out there again. I think the answer is they were playing Call of Duty and a few other of your titles.
They were playing Call of Duty, they were playing Candy Crush, they were playing World of Warcraft. But I still think that when you look out over the next few years and you think about the macroeconomic circumstances, that it's not clear yet how our industry and any other industry is going to fare. So I think while we had a great quarter and a great year, I still think you have to have caution.
And that's because we saw so
Caution with what, Body Kotick? You guys have so much money you can swim in money. What are you talking about?
As the industry has really shifted, you know, if you think
And
about
then I'm gonna quote this on the bottom so we can get into that. Okay, so let's listen.
And in only developed countries with
Look, the stock price went down.
The business has evolved to be
It's going up and down, up and down. Right here,
today the biggest
it's
platforms
down.
are Apple phones and Android phones. And so those are much more accessible. So I think what you're going to see is people will be playing games. They're mainly for free. And the question is how much premium content will they
First of all, I disagree and agree.
The good news is that
We're going to
the
talk about
industry
this in a
has
minute.
actually evolved from a business that was about these specialized devices to these very broad appeal devices.
It's interesting that you kind of put it in that light because all of the regulators in the United States, in the EU, and the UK are looking at this deal, and I think they're looking at it from the prism of the consoles and whether it's going to be fair competition if Microsoft is allowed to go ahead and purchase Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, look, I think there haven't been any transactions. So whether it's the FTC or the CMA or the EU, they don't know our industry. So they're trying to come up to speed and understand.
That's a lie, Activision. That's a lie, Bobby Kotick. That's a lie. They know your industry.
Japanese and Chinese companies.
This is in UK.
Sony, look at
So what are you
Nintendo,
lying about?
These huge libraries of intellectual property. Sony Studios, it goes back 80 years. Nintendo has the very best characters that exist in video games, and I think they are a little bit confused about where competition is today. The best companies in the world right now are companies like Tencent and ByteDance, and these are companies that all
Bull crap.
have markets.
I'm going to start
We've
right here.
struggled to enter the
That's
Japanese
bull
market.
crap. Bull crap. I don't think they appreciate that the industry is a free-to-play business. That's his verbatim. That's his verbatim. Okay? That's wrong. $60, $70 each copy. Now, the other side of the business of Activision is King. They have like a mobile company. He's talking about free to play on mobile phones, but it also extends to consoles. Warzone has a free to play business model. I agree with that. But the problem is, the words that coming out of his mouth is a lie, because this thing right here is $70 to me. This means he doesn't care about this thing anymore. He wants to go to the free-to-play business model so he can get microtransactions and skill-based matchmaking that encourages player to play to pay money for the microtransactions. Oh yeah. Okay, fine. It's a corporation. I get that. But Bobby Kotick, he doesn't need all the money. All the money. It's the quote. Okay? So let me continue. That the Japanese and Chinese companies dominate the industry. Look at Nintendo and Sony. And you heard him say that Tencent and ByteDance are the best companies in the world? Bro, you're shilling for China? You're shilling for China? Are you crazy? They're gonna destroy Activision one of these days. Why would you want to sell out to a Chinese company, Bobby Kotick? Why? They're not the best companies in the world. They're stealing your data. Your company data, their data, my data. When I play this game, all this information goes to China. You don't care. You don't care, Bobby Kotick. Now, ByteDance is TikTok. So they steal people's data just by installing the TikTok app. And you're shilling for ByteDance and Tencent. You said it right here. You said it right there. So why should we, Call of Duty players, support you and your Activision company? If you sell Call of Duty or Activision by itself to China, hand over fist, I'm dropping this. I swear to you, bro. I'm dropping it. I'm not gonna allow China to come into my country and treat me like a number. No, over my dead body. You want credit system in your little system? Fine with me. I'll just stop buying Call of Duty. That goes to you too, Microsoft. This message is for you too, Microsoft. You wanted to buy all these video games. Yeah. When I see this,
You can't enter the Chinese
all this
market without
is
joint
bullshit.
venture partner. And so the competition actually isn't
is
European companies, American
incomprehensible.
companies. It's really those
Reprehensible.
companies in Japan and China.
The New York Times had a story this week.
That's
that
you,
questioned
Mike.
whether
That's
UK
you,
regulators should have to
Kotick.
allow
That's
this to
you
go through. The
mouthing
big deal
off,
on this is if the
saying,
CMA in
okay,
the UK says
I
no,
like China.
there isn't
I
an
want them to
appeals process like
pay
there
me.
is in the United
Pay
States
me.
with the FTC. Microsoft
Fill my
can go ahead and
pockets
say
with
we'll take
money.
this to court, and they may actually win. If the CMA in the UK says no, that may be the end of the line.
Well, you look at the UK and you think about the post-Brexit UK. It's probably the first country where you're seeing a recession, and like the real severe.
You're
consequences of
lying
recession.
to your
If
teeth
you're the UK,
to the
you
regulators.
have incredibly
Just as
educated
much as
workforce,
Microsoft
you have a lot of
is
technical
lying
talent,
to the
places like
regulators.
Cambridge where they
And
bust AI
Sony is
machine
doing the
learning
same
is.
thing.
I
But
don't
the
think people
problem
would
is,
embrace a transaction like this
Microsoft
where
has
you see
more
job
to
creation
gain
opportunity.
from the
It
sale
really isn't at all
than
about whether it's
Sony. Sony
or
is the
Microsoft
one
platform.
that
It's really about the future of technology. And they've said now for
loses.
last year, I think.
Okay?
Rishi Sunak
You
has
gave
said
them the
they'd like to be the
parity
Silicon
contract,
Valley
that's
of,
fine.
of Europe or
But
of
what
the
happens
continent.
when that
And
contract goes up?
if deals like this
You
can't get
want
through, they're not gonna be
Call
Silicon
of Duty
Valley.
to
They'll
be
Best Buy.
exclusive to Microsoft Xbox. Yes, you do. Don't you fucking say you don't. That's a fucking lie and you know it.